And I just did it. And you know what? When you go live, it says right there on your screen, you are live. So there's no need to go, I wonder if I'm live. I'm live. So I know some of you are looking at a commercial, but the rest of you ain't. And if you watch this on a rerun, you don't want to see me sit there for the first 5 minutes going, here we are. It's Monday night. Welcome. It's time to open the doors at the old curiosity shop. Yes, it is. I cannot hardly believe that we're getting ready to do what? Hot dogs and hamburgers on that Labor Day picnic grill. Where did it go? Where did it go? I'm not ready to say goodbye to summer. What about you? And you know, warm as it is these days, although we've had a lovely August. I don't know about where you are. It was stinking hot in July. Ugh. August has been wonderful. It has been just delightful here in Jersey in August. So I don't know. I don't know if that means it's going to get stinking hot again in September. It better not. Because David, I'm telling you, once I whip out them corduroy pants, you hear me?
I hear you.
You had better hear me. You want them to see you?
It's up to you. I'm still clinging on to summer.
I'm clinging on to it, and I still have plenty of Jersey Shore time. What about everybody else? Well, let's do this. Hello in 3 places. Hello to my moderator in Texas, who we're bringing in just a moment. Hello. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
John Brown, who broke the lock on the hen house door. Hold on. Oh, that doesn't look good. I look like I'm been left out. Oh, that's not good. See, now you want to know why I'm doing that? Here's why I'm doing that. Hello, everyone. This is Pink. Scott, that doesn't look pink. Now watch. Now it looks like a different. Now watch. You know what I keep changing? And if you don't have a ring light, look at my face. Look at my face. This is what I'm telling everybody. The ring light, depending on what setting it on, changes the colors. Yeah. And some of you are sitting out there looking at your old 1978 Zenith Colonial Revival floor model with vacuum tubes, and that will change the color. I know what happens when those vacuum tubes blow. When we were kids, we would get a kick. If we were out and we were driving past our grandparents' house, but we weren't planning on stopping, and it was in the summertime, you know, all the lights in the living room would be out. That big old console, I'm talking about back in the 70s, that big old console floor model television would be on the floor. And if one of the color tubes went, they'd sit there and watch it anyway, but the screen would turn green. You remember that? When the color,
yes.
Yeah. And then they'd have to call my uncle to come over to fix it. But they'd be in there. My grandparents had big, beautiful white heads of hair. Both of them. Big, thick, beautiful snow white heads of hair. We always talked about, remember when the Martians landed in New Jersey in 1930? What year was it? You know, Orson Welles and all that. Because we would drive by. We could look in the window, and all you could see were these 2 white heads, but they would be green from the light from the television set. So you'd see these big, like, green heads, and you knew they were sitting in there. I knew my grandfather was asleep. My grandmother was over there probably sucking pork chops out of her teeth. And you'd see these green heads. And then finally my uncle would go over and put a new tube in. Why was I saying that? I was saying that because, and you saw me click the lights and change the color of the ring light. Okay.
And it changes the color of the glass.
And it changes the color of your glass. That's why when people say, well, I don't think that's pink. Scott, I think it's green. Well, your boy does know the difference between pink and green. I might not know what I had for breakfast this morning. What did I have for breakfast this morning?
Scrapple.
No, I didn't have any scrap. No, they weren't the fun grandparents, KP. They were. I would not. The word fun does not come to mind when I think of that set of grandparents. There he is. Talk to us.
Hello, good people.
Yes. Tell us what you want to tell us.
What do I want to tell you? I don't know. It's your show tonight.
Oh, tell me something good.
I'm sorry about your phone.
Oh, heck. Oh, that reminds me, David. Well, and I appreciate that. Thank you. What was I going to tell you about that? I think it's hilarious that right now, off the coast of New Jersey, an inquisitive squid has called the School of Tuna over, and they're all watching the old curiosity shop from the depths. Because my cell phone was on when it flew out of my pocket. Yes, I was on a roller coaster at the Jersey Shore with my cell phone in my pocket, and I forgot, and it flew out into the ocean. But I had insurance, somewhat. I still had to pay $99 deductible, whatever. But anyway, so I have a new cell phone, and I don't like it.
That's the things you literally take your phone for granted, you set it, and then you're lost totally without it.
You can't find what video, Kathy? Kathy says, Scott, I can't find that video. What video are you talking about? Yes, a school of tuna are all gathering around, watching me right now from the depths. There won't be a hook in sight at the codfish ball. Scott, I couldn't find that video that explains what happened to your phone. Oh, I took it. Yeah, I took it off. It wasn't. I was just sitting in the car doing a live chat because I was experimenting with the phone, trying to get it to see orientation. And I was, when you get a new cell phone, yeah, that one. It's gone. It didn't need to stay there. It was just a dumb. And the other reason I took it off is because I was trying to figure out the new vertical and horizontal thing, and YouTube moved it. David,
how does YouTube move it?
They moved it. When you go live on YouTube and you press that plus, it immediately prompts you to choose over on the right. You used to have to dig for it. It was like under settings and then advanced settings and then click, 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 click. It was impossible to find. And I guess they made it more user friendly and they moved it. And now I couldn't find it. So Dee told me how to do it. Now, I want to say thank you to everyone who is watching. I know that a lot of folks relax. They sit at home and they like to see what I've brought and they just enjoy watching. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to chat. We are glad you're here. I'm looking at you right now, my home audience. Can you see me? And all the 20 or 30 that are always in the chat. Good to see you too. Over there in the chat, remember, I catch some of the chat, but most of it I don't catch. So don't get annoyed if you try to talk to me. It's really not, it's hard for me to talk to you now because it goes by so fast. But David is here to keep me on track. And I think there might be, which I appreciate David. And again, David is not required to do this. He said he could do it tonight and that he wanted to do it. So David, I thank you for that. Looking forward to seeing you at the end of next month.
Let me just say thank you to everyone that joined us on our restart of Two Chaps. And yes. I hope everything has arrived safely. or it should be getting to you soon. I think all that was sent out Thursday afternoon or Friday morning. So we will see. Thank you very much.
I sent out 90% of those boxes Wednesday. A couple of them I couldn't send out until after I got a new cell phone, but everything is out, including all of the old stuff is out. And I did answer a couple of emails. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. The live sale. If there's anybody new here tonight, you are absolutely more than welcome. Don't be shy. Come right on into the chat. It's not a private club. We welcome the old folks and the new folks. So don't feel like you should be afraid to come in and join in the chat. I would love that. I ship from New Jersey. I will use Pirate Ship to ship as economically as possible. No charge for boxes or packing material. The cost of shipping depends upon where you live in comparison to where I live and how big your box is and how much it weighs. So if you're going to get a big 12 by 12 box and it weighs 9 pounds and you live in Texas, it's going to be $15. That's just kind of the way it works. Australia, I missed something. Anyway, David, if you see anything that I need to
just remember that it is auction style. The chat moves fast. Everyone has differing internet speeds, and if you have not updated your router, I guess, or if you call it a router nowadays, then you may need to refresh your feed and bid like you mean it, because someone may come in and swipe that from you.
Question is,
hello everyone in the Lurker Lounge.
Question is, do you ship to Australia? Yes, I'm happy to ship internationally if, and all those ifs are, if you're prepared for shipping sticker shock, and you know that might not be a problem, and also you're pretty certain that it's an item that you want and that you're going to be happy with, because returns get really tricky when you ship internationally. So yes, I'd be happy to ship to Australia, but I do need, if you're new tonight, you've got to send me your information during the sale. If you win something, don't send it if you don't win anything, or I'll get 500 emails with all these names, and then it gets, so only if you win something. Otherwise, don't worry. You don't have to send me anything. You don't have to pre-register. In other words, okay. I
think we're good, and I will mute real quick.
Well, in that case, I see no reason why we shouldn't get started with an adorable little duck that's yellow, and he's made in the USA. And it just says USA on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and pair this duck with a pink McCoy little flower pot planter doohickey thing right there. So I really should save these for springtime, but I'm going to sell them tonight. $12 is where we start. $12 on the screen, a duck little planter. Well, he's not very big, so you're not going to put much in there, but a sprig of oregano, I guess. And the McCoy planter. It is pink, and it is chip and crack free. And the duck is chip and crack free as well. So $12. The little flower pot by McKee stands 4 inches tall. And as you can see, the duck is about 4 inches tall too, up to the top of his little head. Isn't he cute? He's in a sort of 1940s kind of fashion, I would say. And he says USA on the bottom. So we have a duck and a McCoy planter, and we're looking for an opening bid of $12.
Justine is in at 12.
Hey, Justine, yes, I can see you. Wait a minute. Yes. I will answer your email tonight as soon as we go off, because tomorrow is great. Let's figure out a place and a time tomorrow for us to connect.
Mark Peterson at 14.
So you can get that, so we can do the lamp. Okay, works good. Okay. The high, so no chips, no cracks. The high bid right now is 14, and we will count this down. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And we move on. The duck and the planter. Yes, tomorrow will work. I'll email you tonight and we'll figure out one of those shops like close to where we met the last time. That would work. That would work well.
So Mark Peterson is your winner at 14.
Mark Peterson at 14. Mark, have you bought from me before from a live sale? I cannot remember. If you have, then that means I probably already have your information. If you haven't, I'm going to need you to send it to me tonight. And it was Mark Peterson. Mark Peterson. Mark, if I don't know you, will you send me your information during the sale? And it's early, so. And if you bought from the live sale before. Oh, great. Okay, Mark says no, but he'll send it. Great. Remember, Mark, full name. Give me the email address that's associated with your PayPal account. And if you don't have a PayPal account, make sure you tell me, because you can still check out as a guest. I can send you an invoice as a special guest. Okay. Yes. Cream and sugar. There they are. Navarre. False story. Navarre. If you want to pronounce it Navarre, go right ahead. I'm going to pronounce it Navarre. They are $12. Put $12 on the screen, if you will, please. The condition is excellent. Beautiful glass. And this cream and sugar has a sort of upside down hanging flowers. Do you see the pattern there? I guess it's good. There, it's easy to see it that way. See it that way if I turn it?
Beautiful.
This type of glass with this type of etching, a lot of these patterns came out in the 1930s. And if it was a popular selling pattern, Falstoria and Cambridge and other companies, they would continue to produce it as long as they could. And some of it was produced for decades and decades and decades without changing the molds. So when you say, how old is it? You say that this was manufactured sometime from the 30s into the 60s, and I don't have the exact dates memorized, and I didn't look in my depression glass, my elegant depression glass book. So we'll hold these still. So a clear crystal pattern with the etched pattern on it, which was popular in the 30s. We're looking for a high bid of $12, and if we don't get one, we will count it down anyway. David, you know I do that now, so just if you'll have that stop ready for me, I would appreciate it.
I will. I have it ready.
Good man. Good man. You gonna sell something during intermission? You can. You can if you want.
No, I won't have anything to sell.
Okay. Cream and sugar. Come on, if you want it. There is.
Susan Bernal. There's the 12.
All right, Susan has the opening bid of 12, and I am counting it down. 10. 9. Now, some of you say, Scott, you go too fast. I'm not going to talk 20 minutes on. You ever been to a live auction? Man, they fly. Okay, we fly pretty fast here. So if you see something that you like, place that bid. I don't want to keep you up past 10 o'clock. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. You know, there's always a lag. And the one thing,
there's a lag, so just bear with me.
If you just keep talking, there are always people that they'll always wait for the 3, 2, 1, even if I talk for 20 minutes. So I try to keep the pace up. People tell me that they like a faster pace.
Susan Bernal will be your winner at $12.
Thank you, Susan Bernal. at 12. Susan, if I don't have your information, will you send it to me, please? Oh, if Susan is new, then we've got 2 new ones at the beginning. I don't remember your last. Burnal?
Bernal. Bernal.
Okay, Bernal. Susan Bernal. Thank you, Susan. Are you old or are you new? Have you been around the old Curiosity Shop before? I would like to thank the close to 300 folks that we have here right now. And I don't know how I get that to go away. See, that's what I get for sitting here clicking things. Okay. Bernal. Got it. And so, Susan, send me your info if I don't already have it. Hey, David. Oh, you've bought stuff before. Okay, good. From the Curiosity Shop, not eBay, right? So it's not saying. Hey, David, do you like celery?
What's up?
Do you like celery?
Oh, I love celery.
You do?
Yes. Nice.
Nice. David, I'm going to eat one of my little lemon wafers. You tell them what a celery is, because you have one.
I have one. It's somewhere. I think we saved it.
$12.
So
$12.
Starting at 12. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir. $1 an inch. No, it's only 9 inches tall.
So these were you would place celery or other vegetables that needed to remain in water so that they stayed fresh on your tabletop or kitchen top. And it was just something of you would say excess. Did you absolutely have to have it? No. But wasn't it pretty that if you did have it, if you had the means to have that, and all the various sugars and spill holders and various other items, toothpick holders? Karen Williams is in at 12.
Yes, Karen.
Jared Williams.
We didn't run down to Aldi and get celery anytime that we wanted in the 1890s. So I don't know how much of a luxury item it was, but it was an item that not everybody had celery. And of course, if you could afford it and have it, you'd put it in here with all the flowers, the leaves at the top, put water in it, put it on your dining room table, and people could snack on celery, could just eat pieces of celery. I don't know who the maker is, but it doesn't have any chips or cracks on it, and it is a beautiful 9-inch. Look at that stem. Now, they always do have a stem and a tall bowl like this. When you see something, you go, my gosh, what is that? What kind of a libation would you drink? No, that's not a spooner. But you can imagine, one of these days, I'm going to actually have celery. You're allergic to dirt? I'll have celery, and I'll actually be able to see what it looks like with celery in it. Can't you see a beautiful Victorian table with all of the accoutrement and a lovely glass celery sitting in the middle of the table?
Yeah, I think Tammy passed on a spooner, actually. It threw her off. I guess I didn't answer her right away. I was working, but I may go back and get it.
You do? So do you? Oh, I put that. I don't see it. Do you collect them? The celeries?
Karen?
Yeah.
Karen has a beautiful collection of EAPG. Pickle casters, celeries, a few spooners and creamers.
You know those fussy Victorians? They had a dish for everything. Let's count the celery down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. On celery, the celery. I started to sing the Bugaloos. My mind just went back to the Bugaloos. David, we're 5 years apart. Do you remember the Bugaloos?
The Bubaloos, no.
No, Bug, B-U-G. Karen outbid herself. So what was the lower bid for Karen?
12.
Okay. Karen.
Williams.
Andy Williams. Moon River. La da 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 da. I started singing the theme from the Bugaloos. I know, but this is what happens when you have a split level brain. The Bugaloos, they're in the air and everywhere, flying high. You'll have to just go back and look it up. Not Victorian, probably from the 60s. It's not marked, so somebody reproduced it, but it doesn't have an IG for Imperial. It doesn't have a WG for Westmoreland. So somebody probably did this in the 60s. It's kind of big, like a salad bowl, and daisy button and whatnot. There's one little point that has a flea bite, but this isn't fire polished, so the edges are rough anyway. Yeah, Sid and Marty Krofft. You remember the Bugaloos? They were 4 little bugs. I forget who the nemesis was. Billy Barty? I don't know. Look, it's so pretty. And how much is it? Well, they won't know unless you tell them. Stop talking about cartoons. You talk about them getting off topic. Look at you. All right, $16, David.
Got it.
And it measures 3 inches tall by 9.5 across. 3 inches tall by 9.5 across.
Jenny Mac is in at 16.
Jenny Mac, when are you coming back? So, who made it? I don't know, because it ain't marked, and I didn't go through any of my books. My thought, because it's really not fire polished, and I don't believe it to be an old Victorian piece. I think it might be, and it's in that
Patsy M at 17, Sandra Garcia at 20.
60s. Yeah, Billy Barty was your favorite, was with Martha Ray. But Martha Ray, she might have been the nemesis on the Bugaloos. So Billy, there was another Billy who was how much does it weigh? I don't know. 2 pounds. It's not heavy. 2 pounds. It's pretty. 2 pounds maybe. I want to say Martha Ray might have been the nemesis on the Bugaloos. There was another witch, Billy Hayes. That was Witchy Poo. Here we go. Stick to it, Scott. Stick to the business. I started it. Yeah, and Puffin Stuff. What did I say? Didn't I say she was Witchy Poo on Puffin Stuff? But there was also somebody evil on there was always some weird 10. Do we have a bid? David's not saying anything.
Tammy was talking to me, so I was muted.
He can't get a word in edgewise because I won't stop running my lips. I guess there's a bid somewhere. 10? 9?
No, we have a bid. Sandra Garcia's in at 20.
10? The details. Glass, probably 1960s, and it measures 9.5 inches wide by 3 inches tall. And there's one little chip on one of these points, but you don't see it. I mean, with all this busyness going on, if somebody walks in and says, that dish is chipped, then kick them out. They're too picky. It's just a tiny little, right? It might be right there. Just a little, Yes, the banana splits.
How do you feel about that with glass that's before 1900?
How do I feel about what?
Glass has lived. Like if it has a chip.
Yeah. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. All right, I'm going to speed it up. We've got places to go and things to do.
There's a flurry. Looks like Patsy M's going to be your winner at 33.
Is it going to snow? Okay, Patsy
M is your winner at 33.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone who placed a bid on that. I appreciate it greatly. I really do. Thank you so much. Next up, I have a United States glass. Oh, boy. Now, it's marked on the inside, U.S. glass. I'll try to get you to see it. Even though there's nothing in it, it weighs probably 5 pounds. That feels like a 5-pound bag of sugar. It is heavy. It's not cut glass. It's pressed. It's 8 inches tall, and it starts at $19. It is signed on the inside. It's 8 inches tall up to the lip. And deep down, deep and wide, deep. Ouch, what stuck to the back of my pants? Oh, this pillow. I'm leaning up against, because my back is still bothering me, and it got stuck on my belt loop. Way down in there, if you look deeply, can you see it? David, can you see that it's signed in there? Huh?
Yes.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
Way down in there. It probably looks like a little blurry thing, but that is the U.S. glass mark. They're all super.
This is your first bid at 19.
On top of each other. No chips or cracks. Nice clarity to it. And boy, the U.S. glass conglomerate. Oh, how many factories did they have? Like 30?
A million.
I think the Tiffin. No, it's not chipped. I think Tiffin around here completely smooth. See? No cuts. The bottom of it is not chipped either. It's a slightly rougher on the bottom because you can feel where these fans hit the bottom. Yeah, these are so heavy.
Suzanne B's at 22.
I think the Tiffin factory might have been the last one that still was pumping out glass in the 30s. And they kept the name. It's 8 inches tall, dear one. It is 8 inches tall. And I don't know, you'll have to guess on how many ounces. You know, an 8-inch tall pitcher. That holds enough to fill up your iced tea glasses. So the US glass, when did that all come together? I don't remember. What year was it? Some of you know. When US glass started grouping everybody together and they got too big for their britches. They got a little too big for their britches. So 10, shall I count it down? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. On the very heavy signed EAPG US glass water pitcher. And everything tonight is a surprise because I didn't do a preview video today. EAPG, okay. And there's more EAPG to come tonight.
Ooh, nice.
It was 1891. Thank you, Pee Wee. When US glass.
Patsy M is your winner at 28.
Patsy M. Patsy, thank you. Look, I've got a collection. I've got a collection. Let's do this. I have got a collection of 4 1920s candlesticks that don't match. If you place $20 on the screen for me, kind sir, I shall show you what the candlesticks look like. You get all 4 of them for an opening bid of $20. I love mixing these wonderful jewel tones from the 20s. It's a lot of fun to do. And who knows, you might be able to find the missing pair or the missing mate. What will you get for $20? Well, that's the opening bid, and it is an offer up. My favorite one is this great big, these are all glass, and these all come from the era of the 1920s and 30s. This is glass, clear glass on the bottom, and it's that wonderful, waxy, fired-on color that does not come off. This is not going to chip off like cold painted. And I love that one. That really tall, beautiful one in yellow, made of glass. This beautiful one in pink and gold. I am showing them individually. That's almost like pink clam broth. And again, it's clear glass, and these are decorated at the factory. And then the last 2, there's one that is iridescent. We wouldn't really call this carnival glass. Iridescent glass, and it's a pretty one, and it also goes dates to that era. And then this one as well has a marigold color, and it is made of glass. So there's one in a very glossy marigold color from the 20s. This beautiful one is almost like a stretch glass. It's sprayed, but they didn't stretch it, so there's no stretch marks on it. But I can see the difference between the finish on these 2. This is more of a how they used to finish the stretch glass. And then
Sandra Garcia is at 23.
This beautiful tall, look how fat the bottom is on that. This beautiful tall yellow one, and beautiful in pink. So it is fun to collect glass. I buy these hoping that I can find the mate, and sometimes I can. I have enough fun trying to put cheese and cracker sets together. I can't save all the candlesticks, but we'll pass these on to someone who likes antique glass, and we'll count them down. Ready? Well, thank you, Arlene, for asking everyone to give a thumbs up. I appreciate that.
Sandra Garcia is still your high bid at 23.
10. What? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the antique candlesticks that are almost 100 years old. Thank you to the 327 folks that we have watching tonight. I appreciate you being here this lovely Monday night as we're...
Everyone bear with me while I do a refresh. And I have Jenny Mac at 31 before the stop. Jan, you just missed it.
Jenny, thank you, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate everyone who placed bids. I now have got a box for you. David, would you do me a favor and put $15 on the screen? Now, you know what I love about this box? It has a 32 on it. So someone made this in 1932, or at least carved onto the lid. It starts at $15. I'm going to give you the measurements. You decide what the letters are. I put this out on my community page a couple of days ago, and it was funny to see all the responses. Everybody saw something different. So you decide what you want it to be, but take a look. A lot of people saw STC. Other people saw the letter M. Other people
You have
thought
a bit of 15 from KP.
Other people thought it was some old church like symbol, but that is up to you guys. Now, what you didn't see was the 32. When I took, this is mahogany. Brown mahogany. And look at this straps. Look at these. I love this. It was probably a cigarette box. This was probably a gift. That's just something smeared on the inside you'll have to get out. But they probably somebody's initials. Maybe it was a college graduation gift. Who knows? Maybe it was a gift to grandpa in 1932. It might have been a retirement gift or a Father's Day gift. But we can see the 32 carved in there for 1932 and those funny little initials. The hinges do look like anchors. And all the fish that are watching me off the coast of Asbury Park right now on my cell phone, which is at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, they just swam away. It has
a bit of 16 from Arlene.
It has like a little leather pad on the bottom. I think cigarettes went in here. And the measurements of it are 4.5 by 3. So it's 4.5 in length and 3 inches in width. Perfect for your little lucky strikes. Luckies taste better. Ba, 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 ba. Just kidding. I don't smoke. I don't know what Luckies taste like. But so I'm not really, you guys decide whether it's STC. What do you think it is, David? Do you think it's an M or is it STC?
I think it's SCT, T being the last name since it's prominent.
Hey, that could be right. So it could be SCT. 1932. On that little box right there. And look at the brass hinges here. Our corner, not hinges, but here on the corner. So the high bid is, hi, Soul Nate. And I just happened to see jump in. Thank you, Jeffrey, for helping out with the wrench. I see that you're here tonight working on that. I appreciate that. Oh.
Soul Nate was asking if your thumbnail was for sale.
My thumbnail?
From the group photo that previewed for your sale.
Oh, thank you for asking. No, that's got my great uncle Leo in it. Are you talking about this tin type right here?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I appreciate you asking. It's an old tin type and it came down. That's Uncle Leo. Well, anyway, right there. That's my great grandmother's brother. So no.
Your high bid is 23.
Oh, okay. But thanks, Soul Nate. Thank you for asking. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. It just sits around. I don't know what. I have all these old pictures lying around.
I will refresh.
That's another one. That's me on the floor at my great-grandfather's house when I was a little boy at Christmas time. That house was stuck in the 30s.
KP is your high bid at 26 before the stop.
Okay, let me get back over here. KP high bid at 26 on the little box. The little cigarette box. Okay. I have a larger box. David, would you kindly start us off at $19 for this one? I don't have a key. I don't have a key for the lock. This one starts at 19 and it measures 9 by 5 by 5. This one measures 9 by 5 by 5. And it has the neat little brass straps on the top as well. And luckily,
is at 19.
It's not locked shut, but the little key is locked in place, and the little lock is locked in place, and no key to be found.
It would be a fun activity. Just take it to a shop or an antique shop, find out if they have an assortment of keys, and go to town and start working. See if any of the tiny keys work.
Yeah, why not?
You might only pay $2 or $3 for a key.
Yeah.
Just spend a Saturday afternoon at the old antique shop.
Yeah. So that's the original finish on it. I love these old boxes, and they made these boxes look very much like the decade in which they were made, and you'll find these from the 30s right on up, because they were still making them up into the 60s and 70s. This is an example that would be pre-war. So probably a 40s era example, a 1930s and 40s era example would be this one. But sometimes you can still find those little keys. The key is just tiny, tiny. Oh, you didn't feel well? Oh, well, I hope you do feel better. So, no funny smell. And we'll count this box down if there are no questions on it. I've given the dimensions. Okay.
Your high bid is 19.
Then we will count. Oh, I have to tell you, because I know, and I'm going to have to say. So when I bought this, when I picked it up, it was heavy. And it was filled with something. Now, I took the contents out because they had nothing to do with the box, but I never did produce that video because I got on a roller coaster at the shore and threw my cell phone into the Atlantic Ocean. So it took me several days to get everything out of the iCloud. So there hadn't been any videos. But I have all that footage. I'm selling the box tonight. You're going to see a video in a day or two when I find the box, and you'll see what was actually in it at the thrift store when I bought it. It was filled with something. What do you think it was filled with? Dirty underwear? No. It was filled with something else. And I took it out.
Fishing lures.
No. 10. I know, Jenny, but I will have the video. No ashes. 10, 9. Maybe I'll show you. If you hang around till the sale is over tonight, I'll show you what was in it. Just for you guys. 10, but you still have to watch the video, okay? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Shake what? Shake this? Why you want me to shake it? Why she tell me to shake it? Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Oh, do a little dance. Shake a little box. Get down tonight. Weed? No, there wasn't weed in it. Oh, I can't stand the smell of that stuff.
Weed. Okay, your high bid is
Weed.
29. That's the M before the stop.
29. Wait a minute. All right. 29 Patsy M.
29 Patsy M.
29 Patsy M. 29 Patsy M. Ooh. Now you know. You ought to know.
I will have a show and tell.
You ought to know, for haven't I told you so?
And you may find yourself.
No. I was about 40 years before that. You'll never know. I was doing Dick Haymes, and you were doing Crowded House. No, you were doing
David Byrne.
Yes.
Talking Heads.
Yes, you were doing talking. I was doing Dick Powell or Dick. Oh no, wait, never mind.
You may find yourself in a 1925 bungalow.
No, Dick Haymes. You'll never know just how. And Rosemary Clooney sang that too. Okay, it's a lamp, not a piece of a garniture set, although that's what it looks like because you say, Scott, that ain't no lamp. Oh, yes, it is. And I'm going to tell you why. David, would you put... Oh, good heavens. $15? Is that where I'm starting it?
I was going to say 25. I know what you're holding.
I wrote $15 down.
No, you meant 25.
Well, I've already said it. I'm going to have to say 15.
Okay.
This is an Onyx glass lamp. There would have been two. I only have one. I'm going to show it to you up close. Why does the top look so funny? That, kids, is the finial. Now, if I unscrew that finial, you have the threaded top onto which you will reattach a socket. Yeah. If you attach a harp, you have an old finial. The electric cord comes out of the bottom of it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Onyx is a beautiful... I'm going to try to get you to... If this pillow doesn't stop sticking to the back of my pants, I'm trying to get you the light. It's almost like there's a little bit of very pale green. There's a little bit of caramel slag. This is that Onyx. You know what I'm talking about, right? I think the light is washing it out. And then it has
the pattern very, very nicely.
It has a really pretty... Can't break it.
Your high bid is 16.
You're getting to be a habit with me. Da-da-da-da. Well, anyway.
Val is your high bid at 18.
So you'll put your socket right here on the top. All right. And then if you add a harp, you have your finial. Look at the beautiful base, which I did not repaint. The reason why it's loose, why is it loose? Because I don't have this screwed on too tight. I didn't want to screw it on too tight. That's why you see all this looseness. See? Because when you put your socket on the top and wire it, you can then screw it down as tight as you want. And there's a bolt on that bolt on the bottom will come right off. And you can turn this right back into a lamp as easy as you want. But yeah, it's really pretty, and it's 1930s era. So, all right, there are no chips or cracks on the Onyx, which I hope
your high bid is 20.
I hope it's showing up. It probably looks better in person. I don't like this ring light that I'm using, so I have to get another one. I broke one. 10. So I told you how tall it was. I never told you. Oh, I didn't tell you. 12 inches tall up to the top of it. Add the socket. There's another few inches, and if you put a harp on it, then you can put a nice shade on it if you'd like. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
That's a beautiful lamp.
And I did stop at 5 or 6 stores, not just one. Sometimes it takes all day to get 10 items. You have to be discerning when you're out there shopping. Otherwise, you come home with a bunch of...
Jenny Mac is your high bid at 31 before the stop.
Jenny, are you going to turn it back into a lamp? Where are you going to use it? Thank you. That might be the only lamp I have tonight. Thank you. Let's
dance.
only if you put on your red shoes and dance the blues.
Let's sway.
Oh, baby, just you shut your mouth. That's a whole nother song. I know. I'm getting my, huh? I'm getting my little China girl and my, wait, let's dance. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. That's China girl. Is that the same song? Now, David started that one. He got me off. Look, you get all three. Now, you know, Christmas is coming. The goose is getting fat. Please to put some candy in the EAPG. You know you want to put these all around. So I've got 3 little ones to sprinkle all around the living room. You need little things for people to pick at when they come over, because you know you didn't have time to run the vacuum cleaner and dust.
What would you like to start these at?
Huh?
What would you like to start these at?
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you make a suggestion? What? Why don't we? Oh my word! I'm telling you, I'm in and out. $10. Now, different songs, but same Bowie. I know. I'm sorry. $10, all 3 of them, and they are diminutive. They're little. They're little guys. Now, 2 of them are marked and 1 isn't. The little nappy, and these are not cut. They're pressed. But they're all, 1900, 1910, 1915. The nappy, as we call them here in the U.S., with that one, which is normally a little dish with one little place to put your finger through. Okay, that's a pretty little thing. That little thing is unmarked. Yeah. What do you think the other 2 say? You probably already know that if you look at that, see that pattern right there? That looks like something. And what does it say on the inside? It says on the inside, it's hard for me to see it. It's either new cut, which was spelled N-U-C-U-T, or near cut. And I want to remember Imperial. Wasn't it Imperial that used, the different companies had different embossed little names, and you'll look right down in there. It's way down in there in the bottom. So when you get this, you don't even realize it's marked until you look not on the bottom of it, but on the smooth inside. You'll see way down in there, it says, I believe this one is new cut. This one, pretty little vase, is also marked. And on the inside, on the bottom of this one, you might be able to see better. This one is marked deep cut. See right there? I'm trying to hold it to where you can see it. Deep cut. And I know Imperial glass, old Imperial glass, either used new cut or near cut. And then I think McKee had something. I don't remember. So
I was going to help answer a question of what nappies were used for. You could have passed around small candies, nuts, small portions of dessert, just to pass around, or, small pieces of square lemon snacks.
like this.
Yes, just like that.
Would you like a lemon snack? I think I would.
Would you please pass the all fruit?
You forgot to run your sweeper. All right. 10. Oh, I love these things. See? It's like a little wafer. 10, 9, 8. Is there a bid? Somebody says, what is up for bid right now? These.
We're at 12 right now.
$12. Is that it? Somebody's getting a bargain. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You get all 3. 5, 4, 3. Oh, 2. This is for David. 1. He has to see my fingers or my lips. Otherwise, he doesn't know what to do. Oh. No, I did not get them from Aldi. I didn't go to Aldi today. I forgot where I went. I forgot where I got them from, Jeffrey. I don't remember. We've got some pink coming up. I've got a black base coming up. I've got some art.
Okay, it looks like your winning bid before the stop is $22.
And the winner would be what name, David? I got the 22, but I didn't
Patsy
hear.
M.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Patsy, again. Hi, Tammy. We hear you.
Scott said hello. They hear you.
Tammy, can you hear me? What musical, David?
Yentl.
I can't get anything over you. Look at that footed bowl. Get out of town right now. Is it cut or is it pressed? It's pressed.
Press.
All right. Is it chipped? No. It's wonderful. Pee-wee wants me to put it on my head. It is wonderful. I am referring to this as a footed fruit bowl. If you want to put punch in it, go right ahead. Wow. That starts. What am I hearing? That starts at $24. And it measures 6 by 11, meaning that it is, well, 6 inches tall by 11 inches across. And you know how versatile beautiful early American pressed glass is. Everybody knows all of it. It's always funny to me, you know, nope, I don't feel a nick on it. And I'm going all the way around the edges. Oh, excuse me. And I don't feel any on the bottom either. But you already know all of the different things, and I'm not going to sit here for 20 minutes and tell you all the things that you could put in it. You already know how you can decorate with these, whether you put food in it or whether you put lights in it or ornaments. I so much love
Mark Peterson's your high bid at 32.
Thank you. There's nothing like having beautiful, whether it's
34.
pressed, sort of all around the room, and then have candlelight. Turn those big overhead lights off and have beautiful lighting. And hey, why do you think this stuff was so popular in the gaslight era?
37's your high bid.
Why was it so popular in the 1880s and 90s when it was so dim at night? Because we had gas lights and candles. It's really pretty. And I love that it's footed. I often find fruit bowls that aren't footed, like that. And normally punch bowls have a separate base to them. So we're gonna go with a footed fruit bowl or center bowl. And I love how intricate that design is. This is one of the prettiest ones I've found. Absolutely. Putting ornaments, putting your little lights in here, and then putting ornaments in it, and putting it on the center of the table and having it lit up. Folks, sparkle, arkle, arkle. Urkel. 10. Let me count it down. 10. 9. Any questions? 8. 7. 6. 5. There's so many facets to this. 4. 3. 2. Oh, I'm sorry, David. 2. 1. That's it. It's a heavy one. Is it time for intermission? Oh, I went right through intermission. Running my lips.
Patsy M is your winner at 68.
Patsy, I have to tell you, dear one, that I'm going to have to send you several boxes, sweetheart, and you know that because, Patsy, thank you. All right, this is intermission. Let's bring David back and let's talk for just a second. We're going to take a quick little intermission. The thing
I was hoping
about
to show the ice cream tray.
Patsy has bought so many things, and as you know, I try, if I can help it, I try not to go bigger than 12 by 12 by 12. The heavier, once you get over that, the price skyrockets, and it's actually cheaper and safer to ship. Am I right, David?
Yes.
3 boxes, either 12 by 12 by 12 or smaller. That's safer and actually less expensive than shipping a 25 by 25 by 30-inch box just overstuffed with glass. You're begging for that to be broken. But this is intermission, and this gives us all about 5 minutes to run around the block. I'm going to put an ice cube in my glass. And David, would you like to show something during intermission?
I would if I had it.
Oh.
Tammy is grabbing that for me.
Oh, she is. You are going to show something.
Yeah. You mentioned ice and water. I'm going to show.
All right, but look, because I have to tease
glass history.
Hold on 1 second. I'm coming back in a minute, but coming up in the second hour, a black base.
Ooh.
A very hard to find deco chrome with an insert, and we're going to have some book information on that. You're going to love it. We've got Art Deco, cobalt blue. I've got another Art Deco flask. Flask? Yeah. How does he do it? Look at this jellyfish looking console bowl that came up from the ocean. And I've even got an old Pyrex. You're going to be making pumpkin pie soon, and you can do it in an old 1930s Pyrex with a chrome carrier. I've got watermelon. Well, not really watermelon, but when you put pink and green together, you have watermelon. So
you have magic.
Got a Lucky Brown tin if you want to grease that hair back and make it look slick and sharp. Look at that from 1937. Okay, I'm going to get some ice. David, show us what you've got. It's intermission time.
It's intermission time. It's intermission time.
Scott, I bought the matching deco wine glasses.
Did you know?
What matching deco wine glasses? Huh?
Lisa, Scott, did you trade your phone for that bowl from the sea?
Yeah. Some octopus has got all 8 hands all over my cell phone right now. Cynthia, I'm drawing a blank on you saying that you bought matching deco glass. Can you give more? You can go ahead, David. Oh, you're showing it.
I'm showing it. Isn't it pretty?
Oh, Cynthia. Yeah, Cynthia. Good girl. I'm sorry, David. I'm trying to answer a question, and I'm sorry I'm interrupting you. Those purple dishes are coming to you in 3 boxes, 3 heavy boxes. I'm on the edge of my seat until they get to Texas. David, take it away.
Take it away. Beautiful ice cream or water tray. This is pre-1900. This pattern is from Adams and Company. I'll show edge to edge. Daisy and button. This was introduced in 1886. Not a baking pan. This would have shattered in the heat.
Yeah.
It's got thumbprint panels on the side. So Adams and Company, they operated from 1861 to 1891. Now this one does have a few issues, but it's old glass, and it's been bounced around from who knows where, trade shows, or maybe great grandmother dropped it, or little Johnny banged another piece of glass on it. But for the most part, as old as this is, it's in really good shape. Beautiful amber pattern, daisy and button pattern on the bottom. Just a wonderful piece of glass history. We had to have it. It was just sitting there. No one knew what it was. This guy, the gentleman that was selling, was like, yes, this amber glass was very popular in the late 60s, early 70s. Yeah, he was thinking 1970s. Sir, more like 1880s. But we didn't educate him until after we bought it. Just a wonderful piece of glass.
Oh, there
Beautiful,
they are.
beautiful.
Very good. Yeah, that's great, David. I can't believe that she found another one. Way to go, Tammy.
Like, is it? Could it be?
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
Nice. Well, we can chit chat a little bit more at the end of the sale, but let's go ahead and get back to it, I suppose. Jenny wants to know if you're selling it.
We will be selling it. We're not collecting this. I'll bring it to the next 2 chaps.
All right, let's go ahead and do it. I sold one of these a while ago, and I told you I had a second one, but it had no lid. I was able to find a lid. That lid is not original, and it's not old, but it fits perfectly. And the original lid was a black Bakelite that had a design on it. This is acceptable. But it fits on there very nicely. It's an Art Deco flask. It's a big one with beautiful Art Deco design on it, and it is patented. You can actually look that patent number. I need to tell you how much it is.
What do you want to start that at?
$15.
There you go. Our opening price is $15.
This is the same as the one I had before. It's just another one. It sounds like you're having a party there.
It's a little kitchen party going on.
So it's made by Owens, Illinois, I think. And then there's a patent number on the bottom. You can actually look that patent number up and you can find out. And I did that once, and I think it was patented sometime in the early 30s, which makes very good sense. So it's a nice Art Deco flask in glass. It's clean, nice design with a replaced lid.
You do have an opening bid of 15.
I'll turn it every which way that you can see it. And I'll count this flask down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. So now I don't have any more. I did have.
No more does he have. We had a flurry of bids, so give me a moment. I will refresh my browser. Go to live chat and looks like Lisa is the winning bid at 31 before the stop. Lisa RN.
Lisa, thank you. I am so looking forward to driving out your way in September. Let's do it in September. Yeah, it's a little cooler. Okay, Lisa, thank you. I appreciate that. I now have a green cake plate. It's 10 inches. It starts at $20. And if you'll give me just a moment, I'll dig it out of here.
Lisa said September sounds good.
Okay, so this is the green. It's a 10-inch green cake plate. It is marked. It's $20. It's not chipped or cracked. And you know me, I don't make a big deal out of whether things glow or not, but this does have uranium in it, and it will glow for those of you who like to display glass with black lights on it. Right in the center of it, it says patent applied for. And I don't think that's a U.S. glass mark. I can't remember, but there is a mark right here in the middle.
Cynthia's your opening bid of 20.
I'm not sure how important that is to anybody, but there is a maker's mark, and you'll be able to look that up. I neglected to do it. Patent applied for, and then it's like U.S. glass where all the letters are on top of each other, and I can't make it. But I want to say there's another company that starts with a J, and it's not Jenkins or rats. So this is not the common one that's sold by Jeanette. See the flowers on it? And the 3 little feet.
It's beautiful.
At the bottom. It has a few scratches on it, but not horrible. And it's nice and clean, and it's not chipped at all. So I don't have a black light to put on it, but hopefully you can still see. Yeah, it is. Well, actually, the patent number isn't on it. I wish the number was. All it says is patent applied for. And then the glass company, which I should know, and I should have looked it up, but I didn't. I know you can't see it, but it's right there in the center, and it will glow when you get it if you want it to. So we'll count this cake plate down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. On that little thing. Okay. And then the Lucky Brown hair tin is going to be next in a moment. This is dated 1937. But we'll get our winner for the green cake plate.
Jenny Mac is going to be your winner at $47.
Jenny, I don't know if I can get. Yeah, I can get. Okay, Jenny, thank you. My mind is going and going and going. It always is. But you know, the funny thing is, I hit the bed and I fall asleep in 5 minutes. I can turn my mind off. Okay, Jenny, thank you. Lucky Brown hair dressing. And we'll take a look at this entire tin, which is dated 1937. And it's in good condition. I hope it's not too blurry on your screen. $12 is where we begin. This tin was marketed to the African American community, or consumers rather. And so you might find some of the words to be a little We wouldn't necessarily say that crimpy hair was bad hair, but that's the way it was written at that time. So we see here, there's, I hope I think it looks too washed out on my screen. It does, doesn't it? And it's blurry.
Just point the bottom down a little bit. It should be okay.
So I apologize for the blurriness, but there's her two hairstyles. And then the man is back here. See? If you hear, there's a needle in there for sewing. I will take that out before I ship it. I don't know why that needle is in there, but it's in there. And it says you have directions for ladies and girls on one side and direction for men on the other. 1937, distributed by Famous Products Company of Chicago, Illinois. Beautifies the hair. Is there an opening bid, Dave? On the Lucky Brown hair tin? I don't see.
Not yet.
Okay, there is a bid at 12.
Thank you, Sandra.
Gosh, this is hard. My eyeballs are too old to read this. Rub Lucky Brown hair dressing. Well, you don't need me to read it. So it's in really good condition. Night and day, you are the one. And we'll count this old tin down. 10, 9, 8, 7. It's from 1937. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Lucky Brown. It slicks your hair in place. It's for men and women. It says unisex.
Sandra Garcia is your winner at 12.
Sandra, thank you. I have a black glass base, which starts at $25. It is without damage. And the black base starting at 25 has a pedestal opening here of 4.5 inches. This is a good size. You're going to be able to, where is it? Here, this will really give you the feeling.
Total's your opening bid at 30.
Now, I'm not selling this yet. This is going to be in the fall extravaganza. And somebody just asked about that. I'm working on it. I'm not ready to announce what my dates are for that yet. This is coming up in the fall extravaganza. This is what you do with these bases. This one fits perfectly. Look at how that looks on a black glass base. It just makes the glass jump right off the table. So this beautiful thing is coming up during the fall extravaganzas, which I'm working on. So 4.5 inches. The bottom of the whatever base you want to put on here can be 4.5. It's got 3 feet, and there it is. And who made it? Everybody made it. You name a glass company, a good glass company from the 30s, and they made these vases. Black was the most common, but you'll find them in green, Peking blue. What are some of the other colors we have found these in? But they seem to be not that easy to find, but black is the color that I usually find them in. So we'll count it down. David, I've got to find more of these. I haven't picked any up lately. 10.
We bought them all.
I know. I think we did. I don't know what the high bid is, but 10. I guess
your high bid's at 30.
$30. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the base. Let's see. Lucky Brown 10. Sandra Garcia got that, didn't she, for 12? Yeah, I did.
Sandra Garcia was your bid at 12. The winner for your black glass base before the stop is Jan Marie Brunette Hunyadi at 45. I'm sorry. Lisa 51 before the stop. Sorry. 51 before the stop. Lisa RNN.
Lisa, thank you kindly. And I guess I'm going to have to come to your house and fix that Victrola since I haven't made you a video. Lisa got the black glass base. Thank you. $15 on the screen. David, it's going to be pie bacon time. Pie bacon time. What's your favorite pie? Look at this. This is a nice one. It is old Pyrex. You know you're not going to have any problems with that shattering in the oven. I bought some new oven glass last year, and it shattered in my microwave, and it was oven-proof Anchor, and it shouldn't have shattered, but it did. They changed the formula. That's old Pyrex, and it's in, look, a casserole caddy. That's a good-sized dish, too, because it is 10 inches. It's a nice big 10-inch pie pan, 2 inches tall. Let's have a look. And it's got those neat little 1930s handles on the side. And there's the old Pyrex mark down on the inside. So it's a nice 10-inch and 2-inch tall. And then here is, and this is a solid bottom. So this is great. What a way to serve your guests this autumn season.
You have an opening bid of 15.
Bake your pie in this. And then you sashay out of the kitchen back into the dining room with your... What kind
you
of
had
pie?
A bid of 20.
What kind of pie would you like, David?
Peach pie. We just bought a bunch of peaches in Fredericksburg.
You did?
21's your bid.
I don't know if I've ever had a peach pie. I'm fond
Peach cobbler?
Yeah. I'm fond of mincemeat. This is 1930s. All the way.
High bid is 25.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I am boxing myself in. Then I got to get this room cleaned up.
We had a flurry of bids. Give me a moment. I'm doing a refresh. And it looks to be Jenny Mac at 45 before the stop.
Jenny, thank you again. I appreciate that. Jenny Mac before the stop. We have it. Why not? Why not? Okay, why not? Now, you know, I've got to get my fingerprints off of these because it's going to look terrible. Terrible. Hello, tuna. Hello, squid. Back off, cod. You're too close to the camera. Some of you know, why is he talking to fish? Well, they'll have to tell you in the chat. How many of these doggone things have I got? Now, they don't glow under a black light. You may be looking at these and saying, oh, I bet they glow. Well, when Vinny was here, we put his black light on them and they didn't glow. Maybe his black light wasn't looking. Don't buy these thinking that they glow. How many of these do I have? I've got 6 of them. Do we have any interest at $25 or more? I'm looking for an opening bid of $25. They're beautiful. They are chip and crack free. They are paper thin and there are no flea bites. They are as thin as like those luster cups, lusterware. This is eggshell thin, and they're beautiful. 6 of them. That would be sort of a wine glass shape. I don't know the maker. It's beautiful quality glass. There are no seams, mold marks rather. I'm going to be selling some pink in a minute, but look how you can mix your green and your pink. These stand, and I'm only showing you the one. Well, here's the second one. I'm not going to try to hold up all 6 of them. In fact, the other 2 are out in the china closet. But they stand 5.5 inches tall. So I'm going to say that they're, use them for whatever you want, but they were probably sold as small wine glasses. So
Your high bid's at 26.
Now, we'll have to see. Now, these will be double boxed, and it's going to be a big box. You can get 4 of them in a 12 by 12 by 12. I can't get 6 of these in a 12 by 12 by 12. You got to have a lot of room around these when you pack them. So I will count them down. So it may, depending on where you live, they might come in 2 boxes. Well, I have to see how I'm going to pack these because I don't want any of them to get broken. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the 6 green stems. 6 of them. You get all 6 of them at the same time for the same price. Lumpy doo.
Give me a moment while I do a refresh.
You've got it. 8 inches tall, did I tell you? Yeah. Okay.
And Jenny Mac is your high bid at 37 before the stop.
Hey, Jenny. Don't be surprised if when all these boxes get there, there might be 2 stems in one box and 1 stem in another and 3 in another. You know, it's all how I can fit it down in the boxes. Thank you, dear one. It's a Devo hat. It's a blue stepped or terraced Art Deco designed center bowl. I guess we could call it a console bowl. And I am not certain who the maker is. Now, someone is going to immediately screenshot it and do a Google search. And when they come back, they're going to say, Blanco. I don't know. Yeah, I saw it online listed as Blanco, but you know me, I don't trust what I see online unless I can verify that in a book or unless I can verify it with a reliable source. So I don't know. It might even be European, but it's it's blue and it's not showing up with my blue shirt. But anyway, it doesn't have any damage on it.
What do you want to start at?
It starts at $20. It's an art. It's 9 inches across. It's 9 inches across, and it stands. My word! It stands. It stands in the place where it works. Think about direction, wonder why. It stands 4.5 inches tall. So, David, I don't know. I don't have a Blanco book, and I don't know. Yeah, I saw somebody online calling it Blanco. I don't know. Do you?
Can I see the bottom?
You may see the bottom.
Not a Blanco finish, that's for sure. They polished a few, but they normally had a rough pontal.
But this is another reason why you've got to be so careful when you quickly Google something and say, oh, here's what it is, because that ain't necessarily what it is. And I don't know. This is
you know what I would do is find a nice deco vase and flip that over and put that base under it.
Put what?
Get a large deco vase and use that as a base since it's so deco.
Oh, yeah. Flip it this way and put a vase on top of it. That's a good idea. I don't have... That's not the right size. I don't know where it is a hat. So I don't know which company made it. It's very smooth. It feels fire polished. I had one of these before a few years ago, and I think I sold it to D. I wish I didn't have... I don't have anything white to hold it up.
No bids thus far.
In front of to get you to. All right, put the stop in there. Put the stop in there, David, and I'll count it down since no one has bid on it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I have to be careful how I twist until my back really gets to where it's supposed to be. Twist wrong and you can't move for a week. I know somebody, is it Patsy M at 26 maybe?
I see, yes, Patsy M at 26.
Okay, and I put 26. The tumblers went to Jenny Mac. Not tumblers, but the green stems went to Jenny Mac. Because I told her she might get one. It's kind of like Mother's Oats. Each time you open a box, you get a tumbler. I mean, you know, oats. Let's do these pink plates. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are nice. And I've got 6 of them. 6 8-inch dessert / luncheon plates. Great Depression. They're pink. So we're talking about late. Well, sometimes, what do you mean no peanuts? Sometimes I use peanuts. So I rarely use peanuts, but sometimes I just have to, Jenny. Sorry. Yeah, pink, you stink. These are, but it's not the kind that get all over the floor. In other words, you know. Anyway, so these are 8-inch plates, and there are 6 of them, and they have a beautiful, whether it's a Paden City etch or a Tiffin etch, I don't know, but I'll let you take a look at that etch. Isn't that pretty, David?
Looks like Paden City. What are you starting at?
They're acid etched. $25 for the 6 of them. They are chip and crack free, and they don't have utensil marks. They don't have utensil marks. They have polished bottoms, or ground, right? That was extra. So the cheap Anchor Hocking glass, human hands didn't touch it. Came off the factory line into the crates. This type of glass, you've seen all those old photographs and movies, all those men and women sitting at grinding wheels, taking each plate and then polishing this bottom down so you have a nice smooth bottom. And you can see how pretty that acid etch. I don't know that etch. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to hold it still and get it to where you can see it. And you know, sometimes etches didn't have names. You know, this could be etch number 232 by Paden City. So think of the hundreds of different etches that were around in the 30s. That's just one. I don't know what it is. It's pretty. Anybody recognize it? What would you ruin, Jenny? What are you going to ruin? Don't ruin it. What, the plates? You would not. You wouldn't ruin these. So all 6 of these beautiful they're 8 inches. They don't have utensil marks. Well, that one has a few. All right, there might be 1 or 2. No, you know what? I think these are beautiful, Mr. Rumbold. These are really pretty plates. That's such a pretty etch. So,
your bid's at 25.
Yeah, these wouldn't be. This is an elegant pattern. So these would not be in a depression glass book of sort of your everyday depression glass patterns. So it would take a while to sort of dig the pattern out.
High bid of 30, 31.
You'd really need to study the elegant, you know, the Fostoria, Cambridge, Paden City, all of those folks. And then again, it might just be a numbered. It could be a numbered etch. Wait. What? You have been.
Some Heisey is not signed.
Oh, thank you. That's right. Yeah, look at these. Oh, I'm trying to stand back up. Okay, 10, 9. Yeah. So if you're in, well, let me count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. You really are going to love these plates. Yes, you are. All of me. Why not take all of me? La dee dee da 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 da. All right, the 8 plates. Whew.
Okay, your winning bid is $42 KP. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 42 KP before the stop. 42.
KP. Yeah, KP, you're still working on your pink and green, aren't you? You'll love these. And a set of 6 is nice, isn't it? It's a nice manageable set. Oh, Justine, I got to remember. Justine, what time are you going to be here when the auction ends? Yeah, but let's do it privately because I don't want everybody to on the planet. I'm talking. I'll text you through how we've been doing. Not text you, but through the. It's getting late, and once I get closer to 10 o'clock, my mind starts. I will contact you because we're going to meet tomorrow to do the lamp trade-off. We'll get it together. Okay. And thank you so much. Where am I? I've got maybe 1 or 2 items left. Okay. And it's 10 of 10. So we're almost about to wrap it up. Let's do this big guy right here. I love that thing. Da, 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 da. Is that not a sea creature? Look at that guy. That is. And he will hover on your table. That's a console bowl in ruffled pink. He looks like a stingray, like a pink stingray, playing around with my cell phone. Anybody out there that has my cell phone number, if you get some weird sea creature texting you later tonight, it's not me. You hear me, David?
I hear you.
If some tuna it starts sending you risque text messages later, I didn't do it.
I have a call for Scott.
Yeah, you know, just for the halibut. I mean, just for the hell of it. I mean, just for the halibut. This is a pink center bolt, $20 because it is unusual. It's 12 inches across. It's 12 inches across. And it's $20, and I love that thing. I had this once in green, and I knew who made it, but now I don't remember. So there's the base of it, which will sit flat on your table. That's a cod. That's a good one. Joan. You could put a flower frog in it, and they often did when it's this small in the middle. I mean, you know, you don't have room for much except a flower frog. And then you can put your daffodils in it. Or your delphiniums. See? They'll stick out of the bowl. See a bowl under there? And they can stick out like that. That's Better Homes and Gardens from 1928. So this is 12 inches across. It's a pink console bowl for your table. And it's ruffly and swirly.
I love that swirl pattern. You have an opening bid at 20 from Karen Reese.
What were console bowls used for? Good question. They could sit on anything that would be like a console. They could sit on a console table. They always had 2 candlesticks, one on the right, one on the left. Candlesticks that would match. Yeah. And when there was no dinner, Mother would take the tablecloth off and put a console bowl and 2 candlesticks on the dining table. Then at night, the console bowl and the candlesticks would be moved to the buffet. Then the table would be set. They could also go on the back of sofa tables, but typically a dining room table, a buffet, or a server, people call it different things, or some type of
Lucille Fritz has a bid at 25.
Or a console table. Today, we all take our sofas and we shove them up against the wall. People didn't shove all their furniture up against walls in the olden days, and sofa tables were very popular, sitting right behind a Davenport onto which you could put a console set. So it's just beautiful glass, completely. I don't know anybody that makes I guess maybe console sets are made today. I don't know. Thank you for asking. 10, 9, 8, 7. What reminds you of Romper Room? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This reminds you of Romper Room? Yes, but they would put a flower frog in the center. And then you'd stick your flowers in the frog and they could stand up. So yes, they were often used for that, especially one this small. You know, you couldn't do.
Lucille Fritz is your winner at 25.
I'm pretty sure I have your information, Lucille. Do I not? I think I do. Thank you, Lucille. You know what? Let's look at this. We're going to start at $20 on this. Now, I have to have a sip. And I have to tell you, I love my books. And here he goes. What am I going to tell you about that? Well, I knew it was probably Chrome Craft, Farber Brothers, because they would mark their chrome. And we look inside, and indeed it says Farber Brothers. Now, look at that, what people would call Amberina glass. Yeah. When I looked at that glass, I said, because a lot of times Cambridge produced, Farberware did the metal, and then they would have contracts with glass companies, but not just Cambridge. They had contracts with other glass companies as well. This, by the way, is a divided dish for things like nuts and candies. This would sit out. Take a look. Who do you think made that glass? Oh, well, here it is. Right there. See it right there in the book. The book. Oh, come on. There it is. Okay. So we can see it came in this Amberina. It came in frosted, and then there's one in cobalt as well. And when I go to the index to find out a little bit about it, here's what it says. I hope you don't mind me. It says Farber Brothers items with glass inserts yet to be identified. And what does it say about this? Well, Fenton produced glass. Heisey, well, they didn't produce it for Farber Brothers, but they had the measurements, and the glass companies could order the bases, or the chrome company could buy glass from Duncan and Miller, Corning, so several companies. But look, it says here that this compo manufacturer of the insert is unknown, possibly Fenton. So this is a piece that it's a piece with the glass insert, the origins after exhaustive research. And exhaustive research isn't a picture on a website. The makers, the majority of the glass companies provided inserts to Farber Brothers are no longer in business, unfortunately, blah, blah, blah. So the authors of this book, after exhaustive research, don't know who made that glass insert. They think possibly Fenton. And I can see why they would say possibly Fenton. I can go with that. So, because Fenton made Amberina. By the way, this was introduced in their 1930, I think it said their 1937 catalog, maybe. So
I love that book. And then we have to realize these manufacturers like Chromecraft, if they just stuck with Cambridge, they would lose profit margin because Cambridge would just keep jacking up the prices on them. So yeah, they had to source their glass from several companies.
And that's right, David. And you know this. So I love this little book too, that I just got. Oh, I don't know, maybe about 3 weeks ago somewhere. It's really fascinating. It's a wonderful book. It's interesting to read about the different companies that produce the glass. And anyway, so after all that blah, 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 there are no chips around the outside at all. I don't even know I've talked all that much about it, and I don't know if anyone is interested in it. So it's the opening bid.
You do have a bid.
Yeah, it's 20 is where
Kathleen
we're going to
Workman at 25.
Where we'll start on that. Gosh, use it at Christmas time. How about filling it with green spice drops?
Mints.
It's designed for anything, such as nuts and candies and mints and that kind of thing. It's
Karen's at 28.
Just a divided dish. Yeah. Okay. So we'll count that down. 10. And this, by the way, the book I was referencing is Farber Brothers Chromecraft, and that's the you can see. Well, if I don't put my, there's the author. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Amberina is pretty for autumn as well. Very pretty for autumn season. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And that is it. I've got something else to sell, but it's 10 o'clock and I don't want to keep David any longer, or you folk any longer, you good folk. So the last thing that we have, we'll bring back some other time, because I want to show you what was in that what was in that wooden box. I told you I would do that. Would people use a little spoon to scoop? You could. Yeah, you certainly could use a little spoon. A little spoon. Now, do I hear?
Now, after a refresh, I have.
We had thunder last night.
Old Hadley Vintage at 45 before the stop.
Old Hadley Vintage at 45. All right, Old Hadley Vintage. I thank you. And congratulations on your first live sale the other, right? No, yeah, Wednesday.
Last Wednesday.
Last week. Jeffrey had his inaugural solo flight live sale, which David, you moderated as well. It is time. We're going to just chill for a minute here. So if you have to run, run. If you don't have to run, hang out a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. Hazel Alice, I want to talk about you too. I don't know if you have to run anywhere. I won't keep David any longer than he needs to be or wants to be. But before we get into other things, good night to everyone who has to say good night now. Thank you. Thank you. I will be packing, doing invoicing and doing packing tomorrow so that I can get things out in Wednesday's mail. And then, my goodness, I guess that's it. So look for your invoices tomorrow morning. David, I want to thank you for moderating tonight. I want to thank Jeffrey for helping out in the chat. I also want to thank everyone, old and new, who makes Monday nights so much fun. To those in the viewing audience, so glad you're here, whether you purchase anything or not, whether you chat or not. Thanks for watching. I'm glad that you did, and I hope you enjoyed yourself tonight. David. Okay, Justine, I'll check that so we can make our lamp connection tomorrow. David, do you have anything to tell the lovely folk?
Just thanks for hanging in there. Probably not the little background noise tonight, but we worked through it. Just as you can see, the bids come in flurries, so make sure you refresh, update. If you, after tonight's sale, if you want to unplug your router and plug it back in, power it off, power it back on, I would do that every week, and just to clean it out. Sometimes you have to do that. And thank you for showing up. Thank you for supporting us last week, and keep coming in to the old curiosity shop and visit us over at Vintage Uprising, Texas. What was in the box? You gonna finish that story?
Yeah. Yes, Kathleen, I will. That's the answer to your question about the label. Justine, I will email you about lamp trade-off tomorrow. And what was inside of that cedar box, none other than 31 of these. 31 of these. Originally, 101 were printed. And I believe they came out in the late teens or early 20s. And what are they? Well, they are, let me open one up. They are the Little Leather Library. And this says copyright 1921 by the Little Leather Library. And this particular, so this is leather. And these tiny little volumes, this one happens to be the trial.
It's a trial of Socrates.
Yes, Socrates by who's this? Plato. Yeah. And so 31.
Yeah, his last name was Puss. Platypus.
31 of these were all shoved into that box. These have nothing to do with that box. That box is probably from the 40s or 30s. And these were not shipped in that box, I promise you. But they sold the box with 31 of these shoved down in it. So I love it. So we have, my word, As a Man Thinketh, James Allen, Christmas in Flanders, good heavens, sonnets, Lancelot, Memories of President Lincoln by Walt Whitman, The Importance of Being Earnest, that would be Oscar Wilde, wouldn't it? Yeah. A Comedy of Errors by Shakespeare. I think Dickens is in here. The Murders at the Rue Morgue, Poe. These are really wonderful. They're all They were all in that box. And you can collect all 101 of them if you want. Here are a few more of them. There's Dickens' A Christmas Carol. You see it?
Yes.
So anyway, I won't go through all of these, but I'll probably try to figure out how to sell them at some point. Washington Irving. I'm not familiar with Old Christmas. Are you?
I'm not.
It might be Irving's recollection of old time Christmas. Yeah, see? Aren't these cute? And some of them have the copyright date of 1921 in them.
Bring them to Two Chaps.
Bring them to Two Chaps?
Yeah, those are unusual enough for Two Chaps.
Two Chaps lips. And they smell good. Now, before anybody, and David, you stay if you want to. I know you have to go do something, right?
Yes. A neighbor has donated a new king mattress, so we need to pick it up tonight.
Yeah, so I'm not
put
making
it in storage.
Huh?
And take it to storage.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get rid of you, but I'm sitting here running my lips. I'm just letting you know to let me know when you have to run, and I wanted to thank hold on, I gotta get something. I wanted to thank Hazel Atlas, who I spoke to on the telephone.
Say hi, Jack.
All right, Hazel. So I was in the thrift shop. All right. I've had this set. I've known this set forever. I picked up about 40 pieces of it when I was about 19, and I wish I hadn't sold it. This is more of, I think this was a set that Hazel Atlas did either in the late 40s or the early 50s. It's their candy cane stripe, and it's really white glass, very white glass, as you can see, and it's marked Hazel Atlas. So I knew that very well. Now, I happened to be in a local thrift store, and I bought 6 of these, and I was filming myself. When I picked these up, I said, "Whoa, I can't believe it, Hazel Atlas." And I took them all off of the shelf, and I was looking at them, and I was very surprised when I turned them upside down and they weren't marked, because Hazel Atlas marked quite a bit of their glass. These, and you can look these up in your book. I forget what year the candy cane, I think this is in early 50s. These are older than that because these have this ring of fire at the top, which you may not be able to see.
No, you can see it at that angle. You can see it.
The really solid white glass we think of in the 50s. But
Scott, go ahead and make yourself big, and I will go ahead and run and do what I have to do.
Oh, thank you.
So thanks for joining, having me join you.
No, thank you for joining us. Say hello to Tammy, and I'll talk to you in the next couple of days, and I'll see you next month.
See y'all soon.
All right, good night. So when I was looking at these, I said, I know these aren't marked, but boy, they sure do feel like Hazel Atlas. So you can start looking around, and Anchor Hocking did stuff like this, but the dots don't line up like this. So anyway, I was chatting with Dee, and when I was chatting with her, Hazel Atlas and his name is David. His real name is David. Hazel Atlas happened to be at Dee's house, and Dee put me on speaker, and we were able to talk. And Hazel Atlas, that's not your real name, but you've been collecting Hazel Atlas for a long time, said, "Oh yes, your suspicions are right. They're definitely, even though they're not marked, they are Hazel Atlas. And I think at one time you said you had the pitcher, which was marked on the bottom, but the tumblers weren't. So these would be earlier than the 50s because of that sort of almost opalescent ring of fire. Still opaque, but not quite as saturated, not quite as milky as this. Yeah. So I only have one of the candy cane striped, but boy, was I excited when I found all 6 of these. And you run these through a dishwasher enough times, and what happens to those polka dots? They disappear. They just disappear. So thank goodness these did not get murdered in a dishwasher. These are going to be in the eBay store. I just took pictures of these this afternoon. Let me tell you so Hazel, it was good to talk to you. And we were both talking about, and I said, yeah. And I looked through the only Gene, I was really running quickly, and I looked through my, excuse me. Ugh. They were not in my Gene, in the volume that I had on hand of Gene Florence, but there's several volumes of his Depression glass books. Now, the nothing coming up just yet. Next week will be a regular old live sale. The autumn extravaganzas are going to, I'll let you know. You'll know, I'll do videos. So it'll either be on, no, I didn't look, no, I haven't looked at email because I don't have email on my cell phone yet. And I've not been on my computer, so I'll look, Hazel. I used to have email set up on my cell phone, but you know where that cell phone is now. So the autumn sale will be at the end. I might start doing it at the end of August, and then that first weekend, during that first week in September. Good night, Kathleen. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for coming to the sale tonight. And really, that's it. So I think I covered any questions that anybody might have had. All right, before I go to bed, I've got to email Justine so we can do lamp trade-off tomorrow. Yeah, somewhere. Great, excellent. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, everyone, it's bedtime. Until I see you, have yourselves a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you for being here tonight, and we'll see you the next time. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching. Maybe this fall there will be a cat running around here. We'll see. Good night. And then you won't have to wait for the cat anymore. Good night, all. Good night. Round of applause. Good night. And good night. Good night.